In today's video, we're going to introduce you to Genius V24, which is one of the most incredible and powerful methods against roulette. This method was not designed for entertainment, so if you want to have fun at roulette, then this method is not for you. This method is for helping those people who had lost most of their money at roulette, but also for those who play casually without any specific method. Please note that this method is shared totally for free. We will also provide you with all needed instructions to follow. More, this method guarantees at least 45x times your balance within 21 days by playing less than 1 minute per day. So, for example, if you start with €100, after 21 days we guarantee a profit of at least €4,500. This is the easiest method and can be applied by any player. It's important to remember that this dedicated method is based on progression. For this reason, you need a lot of patience and emotional control. If you can't control your emotions, then don't play gambling at all. Please remember that this method works only if specific rules are applied. There are only 4 rules, but if you miss one of them, you risk don't get any profit. The rules are not casual and derive from the 25 secrets to win at roulette written by the RouleGENIUS team. Let's start. Rule number 1, make only 1 roulette session per day. You have to be considered by the roulette algorithm as a new player, not old always. This concept was explained in the free video course you can find on the RouleGENIUS website, totally for free. Rule number 2, once you get your first win, stop playing and leave roulette. Yes, this will be the shortest session you've ever had. If your first bet is a win, then you must leave roulette. If it's a loss, make a second bet. If the second bet is a win, then leave roulette. The session should last less than 1 minute. Rule number 3, repeat it for 21 days, not necessarily consecutive days. The method is based on a progression of 21 days. You have to do a total of 21 roulette sessions. Once it's done, you must pause for 3 to 5 days, and only after start applying it again. Rule number 4, bet only on RouleGENIUS predictions. Do not bet on casual numbers. The method was studied to work with our software predictions. You will have to use the single numbers strategy and bet on 14 predictions. Don't worry, no payment is required. We'll give everything for free. Now, I suppose you ask yourself, how is it possible to win 45x times your starting balance by making only 1 session per day and playing only 1 to 2 spins about 1 minute? That's why this method is called Genius. Let us show you. The method is very simple to use, and as support for beginners, we've created an Excel file that guides you in using it correctly. To get this Excel file, just write to us through email, WhatsApp, or Telegram, and we will share it totally for free. Let's start. On top of that, we have to add the starting balance. For convenience, use rounded values like €100, €200, and so on. For this example, we will use €100. As you can observe, the table automatically was updated. It shows firstly the stop profit limit, which must be about 20%. So if we bet €100, once we win €22, we have to leave roulette. But it also shows how much to bet during each spin. Please note that this method was studied based on RouleGENIUS Roulette Predictor, which guarantees a maximum of 3 losses in a row. So the Excel file includes the number of bets for a maximum of 3 bets. The configuration of the software should be set as follows: as algorithm, your own database, with about 800 single numbers, and as a strategy, hot single numbers strategy, with 14 predictions. As we promised, everything will be free, so we give you also a free trial of RouleGENIUS that guarantees everyone daily access to test this method and earn money for purchasing a full license. In the free trial, you can see that the software is already pre-configured for Voibet Casino. Also, the single numbers strategy with 14 predictions has already been selected. If you want to use this method on a different casino, you need to buy a license. How does it work? During the first spin, we are going to bet about 14% of our budget, so €1 is placed on each of the 14 single numbers. In case the first bet is a win, we earn €36, which means a net profit of €22. So with only 1 bet, we achieved a profit of 20%. In case it is a loss, we're going to bet about 30% of our budget, which means about €2 on 14 single numbers. If it's a winning bet, then we have a winning spin of €72, minus €14 of the first lost bet, minus €28 of the second bet, which means a net profit of €30. And again, we reached our stop profit limit. If the second bet is a loss too, then we make the third bet of about 56%, which means betting €4 on 14 single numbers. If it's a win, the winning will be €144, minus €14 for the first lost bet, minus €30 for the second lost bet, and minus €56 for the third bet, which means a net profit of €46. And again, the stop profit was reached, and we must leave roulette. Observation 1. It's enough one winning spin to reach the 20% profit. Once you get it, leave roulette. Observation 2. We're betting on single numbers and supposing a profit of x36, which means this method doesn't have to be used on lightning roulette, which pays you only 30x. Observation 3. If the winning spin is on the first bet, the profit is €22. If it's on the second bet, the profit is €30. If it's on the third bet, then the profit is €46. So don't panic if the first spin is not a win. It's more profitable if it's second or third. Let's proceed with the next day. Suppose during day 1 we won the least possible, so only €22 during the first spin. Since it's based on progression, day 2 has a deposit value of €122. During the first bet, you'll cover 14 single numbers with €1 each, so a total bet of €14. If it's a win, your profit is €22. If it's a loss, we'll bet €2.5 on 14 single numbers for a total bet of €35. If it's a win, the net profit is €41. Again, if it's a win, then leave roulette, otherwise proceed with third bet of €4.5 on each of 14 single numbers. The total bet would be €63, and in case of a win, the net profit is €50. Observation 1. At the end of the session, write the profit you got for a more accurate study of your income. Observation 2. Betting on 14 single numbers on live roulette is not easy. For this reason, for the first time in 7 years, RouleGENIUS released totally for free the AutoBet function to be used during the free trial. Observation 3. With AutoBet function is very simple to bet on values like €4.5 per single number. You can select €2 fish, click on the AutoBet button, then double it, and then select €0.5 fish and click again on the AutoBet button. It took only about 5 seconds, so you also have time for a coffee before the spin starts. Important note: do not try to get 2 winning spins, it violates rule number 1. As well, do not make more than 1 session during a day, it violates rule number 2. Any such attempt will put at risk your profits. We guarantee the working of the method only if you follow the rules. Any violation is at your own risk. If you proceed like that, at the end of 21 days you will have a final profit of at minimum €4,792 from a starting balance of only €100. Please note that we considered the worst case when your profit was on the first bet. Just to show you, if during day 1 the win is on the third bet, so we have a profit of €46, then the final balance after 21 days is €6,128. If, for example, on the second day the win is on the third bet again, which means €65 profit, then the final balance becomes €8,516. In other words, with only 2 days of profit on the third bet, you're going to double your income. Conclusion: this method is going to change your life. We provide you with all the needed tools for applying it: rules, instructions, daily free access to RouleGENIUS, and full access to the AutoBet function. If you need the Excel file as a guide, we share it totally for free. Just write us. Our 24/7 free assistance is waiting for you. RouleGENIUS 2024, stronger than ever before.